Full Committee, Representative Huffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to our witnesses. The administration and Republicans in Congress have made it abundantly clear that they believe, for some reason that is still not clear at all to me, that we're in an energy crisis, the solution to which is drilling. I think we're in a truth crisis. We're definitely in a constitutional crisis that my friends across the aisle seem perfectly comfortable with, but we are not in an energy crisis. The United States is currently producing more crude oil than any country ever in the history of the world. President Biden did not try to destroy entire energy sectors. That's what President Trump is doing right now. He has launched a war on offshore wind, which is a real solution to meet our growing electricity demands. It creates jobs, it creates affordable, clean energy. But no, for my Republican friends, the only offshore energy we can consider, apparently, is offshore oil and gas. You know, another actual crisis that we're in, which my friends continue to ignore, is the one that is devastating communities all over the country, all over the world. It's not a lack of oil. It's the surge in climate-driven disasters like the catastrophic wildfires in California. You know, fossil fuel is the primary cause of this extreme weather and this planetary crisis, and yet we continue to lavish this industry with subsidies and special favors even as they rake in record profits. Even by the most conservative estimates, the fossil fuel industry rakes in $15 billion in direct subsidies from the federal government every single year. That includes 13 tax breaks, below-market lease and royalty rates, and government-funded research and development, all on the taxpayer's dime. So what do we get in return for this incredible generosity? Well, according to several FTC complaints and class action lawsuits, big oil has been colluding with cartels from countries that pose national security threats to the United States to artificially inflate prices for American consumers. So we're here today at another fossil fuel cheerleading hearing because the Republican plan is to ignore things like collusion and price fixing, certainly ignore the climate crisis, and give even more public resources and more special favors to the oil and gas industry under the pretense that this will somehow protect American taxpayers from high prices. This is not a 21st century energy plan, it's a grift. According to a recent Wall Street Journal article, fossil fuel executives in the US and Saudi Arabia have told the president that they're not interested in boosting oil production. Why? Because they love high prices. High prices mean high profits. Fossil fuel industry currently holds over 2,000 leases in the Gulf of Mexico, covering 12 million acres. 80% of these leases are just sitting there, doing nothing, unused. By contrast, the offshore wind industry actually wants to support our growing energy needs. They don't want to put our coastal economies at risk. They won't collude with OPEC and gouge American consumers. They also won't cause environmental disasters. The risks to offshore drilling for our coastal economies and marine ecosystems is staggering. Where you drill, you spill. We have learned this time and again in California and so many other places. Now, the way I see it, we have a choice ahead of us. We can keep propping up a polluting industry that's rigging the system against everyday Americans in every way it can, killing the planet, befouling our coastal economies and ecosystems every time they have one of their catastrophic disasters and spills, or we can invest in a clean, fair, and secure energy future. I know where I stand. I'll keep fighting to protect our oceans, our climate, and our communities. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.